high ground. Globen on the sidelines. Alliance pushing through now, but great shots from Krypton. Now looking to get the flush as well, which is very, very important to Alter Ego, and they do grab it.
Making sure that they can keep up the numbers as well. Alliance do manage to get the flush onto Law, so that is now Influence Rage on 3. Little Boy still up on the high ground, actually. We're going to heal and stay out wide. He's really committing to this. They're really committing to this. He knew he was going down there, Blank. I'm not too sure what he was darting out for. Not playing on his 3, though, for Influence Rage. Feels like a misstep.
Yeah, I mean, if he grabs that angle and is able to... Good shots from Diego so far. We'll find Leon. First aid kits. Quite a few of them there for Influence Rage, and quite a few bandages as well. For Alter Ego, this is their big chance, right? This is their big chance. Hopefully they just get shot through a blanket of smoke by Loops, who seem to be playing in a submarine, working off radar, apparently.
Can't see him that way. Absolutely. The Falcons joining them in that compound as well.
Oh, they are. That's the ping.
There we go. Yeah. Submarine Commander Neil Zada. Oh, this is really, really tricky. They're right up into the edge of it. Fancy Global way with a... They're good right now, Black. I wouldn't be surprised if they're chicken dinner, but when they're on the high ground, they just jump straight off.
There is a cliff involved here for 9Z Globen, but it could be a big chicken dinner for them, which again sucks away points from teams that desperately want them. Initial knock here for the Falcons, and that nade does not do the trick. It's a double. Falcons looking for more here over towards Vitin.
Koa moving around, looking for that flush. Neil Zada spotted on the inside, but Vitin stepping through. Alter Ego crashing in the meantime. This is a beautiful opportunity for them to sweep through. Loops are down. Falcons now need to hold. There are only 2 players alive, and Koa gets mashed up. Redox jumps out wide, finds Alva. Darts back behind the wall, and will look for the first aid, but might not have time. Rosemary stepping forward. Rosemary stepping forward. The Falcons, they have 10 elims, but Alter Ego now up on 6. They can look up to the high ground and wonder why they aren't up there themselves, though, because the circle's here. And 90 Globen are crashing in. Influence Rage, they're starting to step through, and everything's popping off now.
Gen.G doing a great job here, having Satan fighting off against 9Z Globen. Very difficult task, but made it happen regardless. Alliance getting a lot of revenge here over towards Influence Rage. Just Diego on the high ground, but Jimmy so low. Might just be able to get this res off. 4 elims on the game into a top 3 as well, John. That's big points, but is it enough?
90 Globen, yeah, they're going to spot Federal. No way that Diego can get that res. He just doesn't have the time. Alter Ego now moving out. 90 Globen have isolated themselves up onto the top of a hill. Oh, it's nasty, but they're moving now back down through. Alter Ego have used this opportunity to move in. In the meantime, they're playing as 2. They don't have the numbers to fend this off fully, and they're hoping that Diego can put a dent into 9ZG's hold. Diego, though, will not be able to do so. Rosemary, Krypton, what have you got?
No matter what happens here, to be honest with you, for Alter Ego, 6 elims in a 2nd place, that's a good amount of points. They love a chicken dinner. Highly unlikely versus these angles. I think 9Z Globen should have this under wraps.
By rights, yes. But I mean, there's another circle still yet to come. Tag on to Krypton, though. Makes it a little bit tougher. Only the one first aid, drops the smoke, doesn't want to contest on that ground, but might not have a choice. Krypton, the spray challenge is there, and Remix wins it. Rosemary in the vehicle, not there for the refrag, careening off the side, dashing away, trying to get to the blue zone, desperately deny the points, but 9Z Globen do find a chicken dinner. And I mean, there's a little bit tempered there, because Alter Ego, with that game, have taken the top spot.
Huge. Very, very good. I mean, for Alter Ego, they have been consistently towards the end game every single match today. And say what you will about this squad, I think that, yeah, they are greedy at times, but they are still putting up points here and there. I think that's something they do need to fix going towards PMGC, but the fact that they can still make those mistakes and stay on top of the lobby, it's very, very impressive.
What a time to find a game. Again, these points are coming in so crucially, and we are still undecided as to who's going to be in the top spots. Even with that game, Alter Ego not safe up on the pedestal. So many teams ready to take the spot from them. Who's going to be the 2 to make it through? One more match to play, and the desk is going to set us up for it. Let's head back over to Hot Jukes and the gang.
And it's that squad that pull out the chicken dinner here in the first Miramar out of the two we're playing here towards the end. I mean, this whole game, you could just feel the tension in the air, Max, man. Just straight nerve-wracking gameplay. And of course, the team that's pretty much, you know, got nothing to lose at this point, they're the team that wins it, right?
It always happens. It's just the team that we're not paying too much attention to. They're like, how about we have just the best day ever for us of the entire tournament? And it's like, well, great. A little bit too late, though, unfortunately for you. But you know what? Still a really good game from 9Z Global, playing passive on the western side of Crater Fields and able to get full control. Now in he was like, let me blow, let me out. They still confirmed that extra elimination, so that is good for them to get. And here we go. Limbs, Kollega, able to pop off pretty nicely this game, Niptra. GG's.
Yeah, I'm also looking at Raze though, Max. Look, 0 eliminations and 600 damage. He was out up on the take there. Yeah. 0 eliminations. That's a really interesting strategy. Often than not, we see a few more elims coming their way, but that damage just fencing teams into where his players wanted them to be is really great from him.
Yeah, well, good for 9Z, right? Let's get into the meat and potatoes, right, of what we got going on, right? Alter Ego, making it towards the end game here, Max, man, and putting up points right where they needed it.
And I was scared for Alter Ego because they had that early with, I think it was Influence Rage, right? And it was like, this is a bit weird. The Clutch Master, generally one of the players versus the side.
Clutch, we love to see those big plays, especially towards the end, right? I mean, we thought Falcons were going to make this crazy comeback. At least that's what we heard from Seven, and they tried. I like to see that here, Neptura.
Yeah, I like to see the try because we know that if they try, they can succeed. It's just, for some reason, not working for them. They did have some really great plays in this game. I'd like to see a little bit more of that spread out coming through, but I think a lot of that mountainside really worked against them because that high ground is just perfect. And you see there, Alter Ego actually able to just move in, push at the perfect time. A great third party onto that.
The whole thing that I found quite interesting in this game, we did see the ASM Abacan being used by Influence Rage with the burst mode on the ASM Abacan that shoots 2 bullets at insane level of accuracy. So really good to see them use it because at that kind of range, especially versus Leons from the side of Alliance, that was a very good mode to put your ASM Abacan in. So small detail, very, very impactful indeed. And by the way, 9G Globant, wait, I didn't even realize this. They dropped Los Higos Island south and go for the wildest rotation, just like on their Erangel almost win next to Prison. They love wide rotations. It worked out great for them, but they're going into the later stages of this game. Niptra, I really want to highlight one thing, which is that third party of Alter Ego. They're playing in the valley side next to the road. They're chilling. No one's fighting them. But the moment the fight breaks out between Loops and Falcons in that southern compound, the timing of that third party of Alter Ego was so beautifully executed that they deserve to get second place purely off the back of that play.
Oh, I agree 100%. It was such a nice play. There you go. You see it there. And just as that circle closes up as well, it was really, really nice to see that timing come through. They know exactly what they're doing, and it's going to give them 12 points, the same as Falcons, right? But just a more even split up of those points. I mean, Falcons getting 2 placement points, but 10 eliminations. It's just too little too late, unfortunately, for them, I feel, at this stage. And 9Z as well, 17 points. Again, where was this sort of performance from them yesterday? We would have loved to see that, but, you know, one more game left to go. It's all looking a little too late now.
Well, you know, talking about 9Z, cool, Alter Ego getting points, Influence Rage getting points, Flash getting points. Guess who we're not seeing here? No Weibo. No inner circle, and that is not good. That does not bode well. Going into the final match, match 12 of Last Chance, and Ego inner circle, 2 points. Weibo, 3 points. Even Wolves, only 3 points. And you know what? Hot Jukes, I'm sorry to say it, but this 3-point game, I think, is the end for Wolves and that run for second place.
I'm going to count out almost the entire lobby, guys. I'm not even going to lie. Going into the last match, I mean, the biggest, I think, upset for me so far has got to be Inner Circle, man. I mean, 6 points in 5 matches is rough, guys. You know, I'm sorry. Yeah, 4 matches, right? Because they went off in Rondo, and then all of a sudden, they're in first place. They're sitting so pretty, but to put up 6 points, Neptura, in the next 4, it's gotta hurt.
Don't remind me, I'm gonna cry. No, Inner Circle, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them. They feel so slow, like they're indecisive. Like there's not a whole lot of backup. We saw a crate. Okay, hang on. Okay, 79 to 93 to 91. Inner Circle have to come out so big in this match now because that gap has gotten so astronomically bigger. Alter Ego back on top with 93. Weibo somehow still here 2 points away, but man, it's so close towards the top 4.
I'm going to bring up something that could be kind of scary for Weibo. They don't have a single chicken dinner. Tiebreaker, they instantly lose it. If they don't win the last game, they lose that tiebreaker by default. So Weibo, got to be careful. That win is going to be very important. But yeah, Inner Circle slipping down very slowly but surely. But the point gap is so small, guys, right? I don't know if you would agree, Neptura Hot Jukes, but it's so small. We could literally have a world where in this last game, Alter Ego and Weibo both get pushed out of top 2. That is how close it has been the entirety of today's matches.
No, you're absolutely right. It's entirely possible, Jukes. I mean, Flash had a really good game that last Miramar that we just had. Influence Rage have been stepping up in the last few matches. Weibo, I'm on the fence on because they consistently get to the top 7, and then once they get there, it's like they fall apart completely. I don't like how they played that last Miramar at all. Alter Ego seem to be the only ones who, when they're allowed to, loot peacefully, they seem to have a consistent game. So for me, Alter Ego, the only ones consistent so far today.
Look at that. Redox putting up 8 eliminations. Tons of damage here towards the end. Good to see some signs of life for some big players here. As we get into the last game, though, guys, let's get super serious, all right? I want ultra realness for last chance. Going into this last game, Max, what do you feel is gonna could happen? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the top squads, which teams do you think could possibly take the top 2? With everything you know about going into the last game, what do you think?
I'll see what my predictions right now. You're asking for predictions for top 2. Okay, my prediction, Alter Ego, Influence Rage. I think Influence Rage have been just going super hard on these final games. They are just taking every fight they can get involved into. And I think that's going to be enough to just push them in. They just, 5 points away from top 2? I think Influence have been here on this last game.
You think Inner Circle?
Entirely hopeful. I feel like Flash had their opportunity of sneaking in last game. We saw them leave the top 3 in the group stage in the final game. In the final game, I think here, they could definitely make it into the top 2. They're 4 points, 5 points from Weibo. Weibo have the A Flash.
Pressure in his
He's like, we got this, baby. We got this. And honestly, I think they do. I mean, just seeing the last game, the pressure going. I think
that's the thing with Inner Circle. Their highs are so high, like that Rondo game, and their lows in the previous 4 matches. Very, very poor performances. So Inner Circle, they need to bring one of their top tier games in if they want to qualify. We know they can do it, but they're not making any funny faces. So I think they're locked in right now.
I hope they're locked in a good way and not locked in, oh my god, it's the last game, what are we gonna do, because that is not what we want here. I think at this point, they're far enough away where I'm kind of like, they should just go, hey, we don't really have much to lose here. It's 1 game left. We're just going to play our game and deal with it. I think, honestly, that's the way they have to go for the final match here. They can't let that pressure get to them at all, James.
Well, here we go. Final stand.
One more time. Let's see. Gotta change the shoot. Do I feel like if they bit where we change ending, it might just be today. 3 way the but It is teetering. It is tottering to fall at the slightest breeze. And let's see.
Chance really is the chance now for some of us taking a little more relaxed fine. Nervous the post of their here on my over
before now. Curious. They have furrowed brows aplenty on side right now. As they're dropping out, no teams going for hot drops. You imagine maybe some trouble around loops, but no, we're going out to the west side for the Montenuevo over towards Ladriera. Those
very the game.
Chance to put up points, and it is just Coops now remaining. Most people may have said that it is always just Coops, but he's still putting on a show and looks for more, giving them the runaround. The Falcons now flagging Koa versus Coops. A potential for both of these two Falcons to stay alive, but the Wolves will not make it. North America are once more brushed aside.
Cannot believe the Falcons just kill Wolves' run. I don't know whether that's funny or really, really, really sad. I mean, for the Wolves, they needed a massive chicken dinner anyway. So to be honest with you, the fact that they can't win that fight out versus the Falcons, that would have been the first test, regardless. But yeah, unlucky. We're going to head over towards that western side, like I said. But yeah, as I was saying, Weibo have a very strong hold on Ladriera. It's a fantastic spot for them. And that feels like a Ladriera finish. So see how quickly Weibo get a move on.
So definitely needed to get out in front of things, if you can, with the points standing as they do. And now trying to move on past its north side. I mean, it is too late for 39 points to make it, but the Falcons, well, it's too late for them as well. Players, no pride right now. It is an unhappy end for them. Loops, the only team in Montenuevo. I mean, there is the most distant. There is the most outside of chances that Loops could make it. But it needs like 22, 23 Elim chicken dinners in order for them to do it. And yeah, I don't know if that's going to be on the cards. With enough teams just taking chunks out of each other, like we've seen, I don't think that number of Elims is going to be available to anyone.
Yeah, for our credit, Loops, that's like game of the year level. For Alliance, Inner Circle, way more believable. Like, I think for Inner Circle, doable. Alliance, believable. But it really is that top five that is fighting out for the top two. Only 2 points to sit between Alter Ego and Weibo. It's a crazy finish. It's a crazy finish for our day here. And Miramar always is a really slow start. So it does give us a little bit of that tension to go off. Influence Rage currently looking to rotate past La Cobreria on that top side, wrap down on the west, similar to Gen G. But Weibo's very slow to this, which is curious to me. Usually they're very fast towards the center of this circle. I think that this is almost a change of playstyle from Weibo to more of an edge sweep, considering I think what they've seen today is a lot of teams trying to go for center.
I wonder if there's going to be a lot of adjustments like that in this last game, though. Because it is, as you said, the last opportunity. And teams have kind of been feeling the heat so far today. So that could be a widespread adaptation at the moment. We'll have to wait and see just what unfolds here. But last match is a sobering experience, and maybe it's going to knock some sense into some of our IGL calls and some of our player calls coming on in. The rotations may get tidier just by virtue of the fact this is their last chance to do them.
I don't think it's even the rotations being untidy. It's a case of teams having to force center because they know they need a big game. And what's the best way to do that is to try and confirm a central position early, get some strong shots out towards the side. I think in my head, the reason that Weibo isn't going for this initial push here and has been playing more towards the edge all day is because they've been much more safe than a lot of our other squads. For Weibo, obviously, much more safe means 4 points ahead of the Flash. And 5 ahead of Influence Rage. But yeah, you're just hoping that they make mistakes here. For Weibo, that's not like a confirmation on a finals ticket, but it is the safer of the two.
It's still no real safety on either approach at this point. For anyone, could all come crashing down. Alter Ego on the south side, near to Arc Red. Still leaving Puerto Paraiso. I mean, if Alter Ego go down early, right, that is big, big news. Weibo as well. It's one of those top 2 that falls. That is a it just for this. Influence Rage now. I thought that was a influence. He's back.
They had the day last finish off. Yeah. Now, getting close, fairly not an easy. How they're placing on the tables, I still think that they are a difficult team to go v.
There, globe toward. I mean, there is maybe they have not circle of a little bit of a extended leg room, top the 2 natural series of
rough. Now for game. We go. Weird rotate for them as well on that south side, sticking the way through. No globe. They're on that side. They walking. All go through the circles. Is late behind. Looks like he's on.
We know from the south. More gather 3 goes to dodge. Us still tag a little bit. Should be fun. Going difficult for them. Well, don't need to do that, and that is
out time. Bigatron was allowed to pass the torch of the most dominant Indonesian team we've seen since then. I think this Alter Ego certainly looks like it to me. They absolutely look like it. Getting to grand finals, I think at that point they can lift that torch. We'll see how well they can do here, as they have slipped unnoticed on the south side of Minas del Valle over towards the south side of Chumacera. Doesn't look bad. Really doesn't look bad for them.
little boy creeping up. Rafinha knows all about it, though. In the watchtower, he is vigilant. And Rafinha, I mean, Neilzada, we're in about. But both teams not really in a position. Definitely could, but it is very much an outside chance.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like I said, for Alliance, it's believable at best. Make it Reeks taken down by Gen G and Flush, leaving one player out for the Falcons in co-op. This is bad news for Influence Rage. You're losing a player again. Flash and Influence Rage. Oh, no. Dear me. Another.
What's eating regulations going over the course of his country again, over the federal. There's the off on a mission. He goes. Let's. He could.
At least. Horrendous. The rule.
They want to go for it. To be super.
To slow down a bit. He's going to pop off stage. Seeing more concerned with those things, so they're less likely for these. Now, versus Weibo, another fight that could win. With the situation roll out over towards that's
what he's doing. He's taking an angle on frogging right now. Try and roads.
Alter Ego on that south side. It's not a bad spot to play as well. A little bit of high push through. Center spots. Good shot from in the blue. It's me. Mega Man.
Bit of a god gamer
like,
coming through.
What the hell's going on?
The angles, man. Now he's trapped out of the blue, and I wonder if Arcred are going to take the to him. Going to crush them down and not even let them take a second look over towards Souk because they're hopping out, they're dropping order, and Heroes back into the privacy. The blue zone survivable still, and they're going to make the most of it. Whoa, chewing down, trying to close the gap. They're now neck and neck with Alter Ego. They haven't taken it, but that changes. There's a threaded shot. Z trying to keep the ball. Order heals. Eats. Well, maybe so it's all up. Do it. Ramses is as well over the top in place. Now a minimal gap here for Team Flash, who are in the right.
Means what I'm saying is Arcred, you could lose that fight. It's just taking time again. It looked, but the rest of the team not able. I think he's perfectly honest. I think 33 Nord trying to do so much. Keep way up. I think it go. I'd be a little mad, honestly.
Well,
they still have a chance to go.
We do. Well, that's the really not what we see from this roster, but we'll see them next year. I hope so. We'll have to wait to see if they can repair the damage that's been done. Again, another one of these teams chasing up against G. to dodge back. The nades will pour on through. Satan versus Falak up top of the hill. Quick, going for the bolster towards the center area. Claws is on the off angle for them, and at long range, Falak lands the nade though, and for Inner Circle, with Weibo going down with Flash on 3, Influence Rage on 1, they could break the boundary here. Quick now getting hunted down, and Falak is on the warpath, desperate to put Pakistan on the global stage.
Great shots, great nades. Falak once again just popping off. For Weibo, like you said earlier, John, no chicken dinner. They are absolutely dismantled when it comes to the tiebreaker. For Flash, it looks like they have no contest either on that western side. I think it's about 5 more teams before we start getting to placement points.
Ooh. Ooh.
Imagine getting
Loops,
beaten out by 1 point again.
Oh, that would be so bad. That would be so bad. That's a real career shaker of a situation if it comes to it. Inner Circle, sorry, still trying to chase it down. Loops could potentially crash onto Flash. They've already done it to Influence Rage. Maybe they are the dream shatterers. As far like charge burst the door. Claws though goes down to the nade from the off angle. That should come through though. It's Loops again. I thought go to the circle. Oh no.
As well, this is bad. This is bad for Inner Circle. T24, I don't think he's getting back up again. Towards this. Drops Inner Circle on the 3, and chances are dwindling now. Noki's gonna have the vehicle, abandoning Falak to just trying to
maybe a through here actually up to Flash, who are now just 4 points shy of Weibo. 4 more points and they get second, but they are not safe even if that happens with teams behind them still alive and kicking. We're going to try and put points up on the board. Loops have been an absolute teams. Is down. That's flushed output, and with a little bit of surgery.
I mind that's GG. See, the first pack. Diego, so table. Circle will push the light, right?
Oh,
but there aren't many angles looking their way.
We're going to go 9 when we're actually sending in. I think Rigo was going to get caught out, but they regroup away from it. They're 2-2 right now, up and down loops, playing the foothills beneath them. Burmese having a stop on the northern edge. Normally get a party on this. Potential they can shot over the wall, but we'll see if they can do it. Rosemary is being spotted, and that is what I was waiting for. 90 slow crashing over. Alva's low as well. Are we going to have 2 teams on 93 drawn a little bit short? That could open the door for a lot more manipulation on the tables towards the final moments. Snape with the door shut, slam, face move, fight. They do, but that's not be comfortable. Alva is down and Loops. Bearing down upon them. Every team at the top of the tables has taken a tussle with Luke.
This 3 and the faces. No.
I mean, this is so huge. For Team Flash, this is a massive opportunity, Blank. 2 teams sit before them. It's Weibo who will be pushed out first. The question for me is not, is anyone going to over Alter Ego? It's who's going to join Team Flash up in the top 2 on this match. I mean, the placements are kicking in soon. They are 4 points behind on the bubble. I'm not sure about the tiebreakers right now either. Globe would look to slow them down. The top can't do it. Maybe team from underneath can. Causing all to happen. Can Loops make it?
They can't. They need. Sorry, I can do. Very. It's not.
In the midst of all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say in the midst of all of that, innocent down to no players be the end. It's the
Damn.
Right. There you go.
Area, but now still up. Yeah, but the alliance can Flash is spreading across, looking to hold out alliance as they move in, but it's GK in from the Flash.
Oh, in Flash, maybe being two players, 4. It's conceivable. At the moment, they lose, win the rather way, so they would be in with.
Oh,
and again, close rank 3 points. The last first lane on the dash again. Can they step forward against Dark Red, against 90 Globe, and the absolute scraps right tops.
This is so rough for tops. I think Nizek Glover might angle on Shirley from his. Yeah, it takes two. But I don't see him live.
Yeah. Go by. Oh, this he's coming through. Need to lead off. That's 4 points on place. Team comes down to what is that? Like 4 plays necessary to earn those points. Influence rates 4. Tops can steal an Elim here or there. It's huge. Diego as well. The chase right by.
Feel like I did him across. He's great. Second, any second. He's got so many angles to clear from.
Moving around. Percent 40. Single lobby. At this, it's impossible for Alliance to make. I think the only 2 teams that can change things at this point are Team Flash and Influence Rage. In terms of those top 2 spots, 9ZG spot a player from Arc Red, and that pressure over towards tops is getting a little bit bled as GK takes shots from Alliance as well.
And the don't look towards the crowd here. Let's see shots away.
From a top, they have to see lines. 91 points now. They beat Weibo. Black on the low, beat Weibo. They've beaten them.
Oh, dear me. The Flash do it again. Cause all the problems away. And they bite back in those final moments. Tops. What a play from him. Diego's still living as well. There is a chance. There is a chance for Diego. He needs a lot.
Not anymore.
Right?
it's just added another Elim to the. Oh, this is
Okay,
I mean,
I think, yeah,
you're right.
it's done. Yeah, it's done.
If Tops wins
I mean,
this.
Diego could do it, but it would require him to get chicken dinner, which is so like.
If Tops wins this though, ooh, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Are we going to close down here with a back-to-back 9-0? I mean, it seems fairly likely, but they got to drop from the top of a hill. And look,
Scared. Yeah, relief on the faces.
And on a tiebreaker too, I don't think we broke the century. It might have just been 100 points just for our first place. It was me for top two the whole time for. And in the
Wish up ass top folding out right there towards the end, literally hiding in plain sight. You saw him. He was blowing the smoke about it, just going, please stop bringing attention to me. And he clutches it up for his team. What a way to sneak in to the grand finals.
Who would win? WBG full squad or one crate boy? The crate boy of top wins, and it qualified into that one. We'll have to see exactly what point difference was. The fact that Tops is completely invisible to GK Niptura, and they just go ahead of him, and he gets an instant backstab, snatches those points. One of the most clutch qualifications final games I have ever seen in a long time.
Oh, absolutely. And it goes to show you that there is power in the solo, right? The game is not over just because you're alone, just because your team got taken out early. Flash did not have the beginning of the game they wanted, not the beginning of the game we were looking for, and yet they still do it. They still get a second place. They still get into grand finals. They are through, and it's all thanks to Tops.
Crazy finish. Yeah, man, I mean, could have gone any direction. And of course, we just solo player. They had like craziest final day. They had 11 points. X-Man coming into today. How crazy is that?
Yeah, and good day from 90 Globen. Woke up a little bit too late, but in the early stage was also wild. Falcon hot dropping onto walls. The Wolves was down in the first 2 minutes of the game. Madness happening from the very beginning of this match until the very few seconds. He's drifting over there, getting himself a little bit of a Tokyo Drift moment. But this game, so many sick plays. But looking at this replay in particular, Niptura, why in God's green earth are we seeing Sook out in the blue trying to go for some wacky off angles when you're on the brink of making it to the finals? Sook, why?
Can we just extend that to inner circle? Why are you so slow? It was looking so good. You did so well, and then you just get stuck there and you decide, oh, we have time to loot. You need that 4 times. Thank you very much. And then GK come over the top of the... Sad. I'm so sad to see them in finals.
Such a good fight. They get too greedy for the solo. Or you go for the solo earlier, or you just let the circle do its job. I don't care which decision you make, but you got to try and as much as possible, and then of course Tops does fall down. Both not even the of these big props to them. Hope to see more of them in 2020, depending on how things go. Battle are never fun because you got into these valleys, and really the terrain alone is the main why so many of these teams were just out of the running in the early stage.
Yeah, I mean, when I was talking about in the beginning of this match, right, is like you want the Miramar to have more and more points. There's more space to actually rotate, right? Here, the circle goes to the part of the map. There's no space. It's all mountains. Everybody's actually, this is a more compact end zone than any of the irregulars that we saw. So it's really unfortunate that the zone does play, and got to do was just
Oh, crazy way to end things out here. Flash 12 placement points, all due to a solo. And then, yeah, looking down on the leaderboards, Inner Circle, another 4 points. What a so much hope after that rondo, just not able to represent things. Yeah, what? I gotta give it to Phallic, man. That guy and being able to move during those moments, I think they'll have a lot more success. I think it's more time. What do you think, Max?
Yeah, I would agree. It's more about finding consistency. Oh, yeah, twice in a row. Mo, GG. But
Yeah.
it's definitely very impressive how far from the rest of the squad. The leaderboard of this Codrix, we kind of know the result, but how close really was it? I don't know.
I don't like it.
It's gonna be right there. It's gonna be right there. Once again, seen it so many times. Decided by just 1 point. What is it? It's the ball with the two dinners.
Bo, time with SA teams, they out on slot to Ina behind Flash because in the group stage for and now in this one they lose to SA. Alter Ego in the tie and Flash that snatched it away last minute. Weibo, they're gonna have going into 2026 with SEA because oh my goodness, was it close?
Are you kidding me? As a matter of fact, if Influence Rage would have got 2 more points, they would have made it.
Oh my goodness!
Because
yeah.
they beat out Alter Ego with placement points.
Oh, 2 points.
Yeah.
2 points. I think. Is it safe to say this is the most intense league stage we've ever had at a PMGC? Right, so close.
Just, ooh, it's cut all the way up until the last 5 seconds. Real Flash push because
Yeah, they were. One is bringing up some numbers. Oh, Delhi MVP is no. I don't know what to say. So I know I should be talking. It's my job. But I don't know what to say about
this one hurts.
Pain.
This one really hurts.
No, wait. Phallic is MVP of Last Chance. I can feel it coming. I think
Double
it
hurts.
might be. Oh,
Even more
no.
pain.
Oh, or maybe even 33 Zebo. It could be a heartbreak.
Dude, 1 point again. 1 point first. Unreal for Weibo. I'm out of so bad. I'm not gonna see this team during the final. It's down and heading home. Unreal.
Average live. That's crazy. And the baby got too wacky with it. Look at the end. No. I don't.
Stage and finally right here in the last chance, Team Flash, their first PMGC, and they're headed to the finals. What a way to wrap things up.
Yeah, they were my team of the entirety of this year's PMGC, and you know what? They delivered, even taken away in a very odd fashion by Tops with that crate at the finishing moments in Miramar. You know what? They are still definitely deserving of it, and are very happy to see how they're going to perform in the grand final.
Oh, wow. Wow. Guys, what a crazy way to finish out the last chance. Well, you know what, guys? It's time to take it on over to the stage. The wrap these
That is it. We have our grand final squads, the last two that are going to be joining the other squads. Alter Ego Aries from Indonesia and Team Flash from Vietnam. Rosemary, because your squad ended up being tied with WBD, but thanks to your wins, something that I thought was true, but you were able to confirm it for me. This is gonna be your first MG group. How does it feel to finally make it to the finals?
Oke, ini adalah pertama kalinya Alter Ego Aries lolos ke final. Ceritain dikit nggak gimana perasaan kamu saat ini?
Jujur kalau ditanya tentang perasaan kali ini sih jujur sangat senang banget karena di mana juga kita lolos dengan tiebreaker dibilang sih menurutku karena intinya dengan dedikasi kita yang sangat wow sih pasti hasilnya pasti bakal memuaskan lah buat kita lah gitu aja sih.
So of course, if you ask me how I feel, I'm very, very happy. And even though like we qualified through a tiebreaker, but then I still think that the God give us such a blessing, like a blessing moment for us. And I think it's a fit for us to qualify to the grand final and performing at the grand final as well.
I mean, being able to over this to be in some amazing squads. Now, knowing that you're going towards grand finals, do you believe that your team has what it takes at PMGC Trophy?
Grand final, apakah kalian ngerasa kalian itu punya semuanya untuk mengangkat trofi di grand final nanti?
Jujur kalau ditanya punya semuanya sih, gue yakin banget dengan tim yang ada, dengan player gue yakin banget kalau kita sekarang udah teruji. Ya gue berharap kita bisa mendapatkan hasil yang maksimal dan kita yakin banget kita bisa mendapatkan hasil yang inilah memuaskan lah buat kalian semua yang selalu support kita di belakang layar. Itu aja sih.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I believe in my lineup. I believe in myself. So through all the hardship that we went through, I still believe that we have the opportunity to lift the trophy, and I will try to prove to everyone that keeps supporting us that we can lift the trophy at the grand final.
And the improvements you guys have made has been impressive. It's going to continue on towards the grand finals. Thank you so much, Rosemary. And now I'm standing here actually with Team Flash Tops before going through your mind, those final moments, knowing that you needed to for the squad.
Chào Topsy, thì cái trận vừa rồi á, mà mình là người sống biết là mình cần phải sinh tồn, là phải có một sự bứt phá, thì không biết là lúc đó trong đầu của mình có những cái suy nghĩ như thế nào, cảm xúc như thế nào?
Lúc đó trong đầu em cảm thấy rất là hồi hộp và có phần hơi run, nhưng mà em lấy bình tĩnh bằng cách là em niệm Phật.
Well, to be honest, at that moment I felt palpitated. I was very nervous and stressed, but I regained my composure by chanting.
Oh, okay. Great composure too. And the thing is that you have been in this moment before. During group stages, you were almost within the top 3. Did that help you experiencing that in group stages here, especially in Last Chance?
Trong kể cả phòng bảng thì các bạn cũng đã từng trải qua những tình huống như vậy trước đây rồi, là mình cũng kiểu nằm trong top 3 sinh tồn cuối cùng như vậy. Thì không biết là những cái trải nghiệm đó có giúp ích cho bạn trong cái trận đấu vừa rồi hay không?
Sau đợt vòng bảng thì team em cũng rút ra được nhiều kinh nghiệm hơn và để khắc phục lại trong vòng Last Chance này và để có kết quả như hôm nay.
Yes, we got a lot of lessons and we learned from our experience in the group stage. Those all helped us in this Last Chance.
Not bad for a team that's making their first appearance at PMGC and now heading to the grand finals. And last but not least, for everybody currently watching in Vietnam, is there anything you want to tell them as you do finish Last Chance in first place?
Bây giờ thì các bạn đã kết thúc vòng Last Chance và cũng nằm trong top đầu. Thì không biết là mình có lời nào muốn gửi tới những người xem ở Việt Nam hay không?
Em xin cảm ơn mọi người đã ủng hộ team em và đón xem giải đấu. Và mong mọi người sắp tới sẽ ủng hộ tất cả các team.
I want to say supporting and watching us so far, and please continue doing so for all of the Vietnamese teams in the international stage in the future.
Some surprises there. Go nation able to actually win championship internationally, going back to Bigatron with the Twins and the rest goes on and on. Anything you done from Indonesia right now, hoping that Indonesia lifts the trophy once again.
Ya, ada nggak sedikit di Indonesia yang membuatkan baik kamu mengangkat trofi ini?
Buat semua orang seperti tadi, ya intinya kita bakal ngelakuin yang terbaik buat kalian. Kita juga akan belajar masalah yang kita dapat di dalam in game, itu pun dan intinya kita akan ngelakuin yang terbaik. Kalian mencoba untuk bawa pulang untuk kembali ke Indonesia.
I mean, the all Indonesian, I think we definitely gonna give our very best, and yeah, we're gonna from our mistake through the group. Indonesia.
The already you need to end up. Can't wait you actually miss. Right, because I know that's a big thing out there too. For only watching at home, make sure you tune in on the grand finals. We have our last 2 teams joining. 4 teams will go home. I mean, it is over. What will happen of the MGC?
Wrap things up here for the last chance, and for the final time, of course, we got to give a big thank you to none other than the Infinix GT gaming phone of BMGC 20. Hashtag be the one on the global stage. And this of a
I mean, PMGC, I think the league stage was the toughest to qualify.